What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and today is delivery day for our Model X Plaid. It took about 6-7 weeks from order date to delivery. We were able to get set up with Uber, and we're waiting for it now. It's a little windy today, so hopefully the delivery center is not that windy, but we normally get these winds annually. So we're gonna go ahead and make our way. So before we get started, I just wanted to say that the things that I'm going to be saying are not complaints. This is not our first Tesla. I just wanted to do a play-by-play first impressions. So with that, let's continue. All right, so we are here, and it looks like they have our car ready to go. We're on the first of the lineup right here. So the other day we were already taking a peek, and there was already stuff like misalignment. I don't know if they fixed it, and it looks like they didn't, but it's the right Falcon door. So I don't know if you could see it. Within spec. So Abby is in there right now. I think she's gonna be signing the paperwork. I don't know if everything's digital, I don't remember, but this is it. Ultra red Plaid. All right, so initial inspections today, aside from the misalignment of the Falcon door on the right side, there might be a little paint issue like right there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe they could buff it out, but there is some scratches there. I don't know, we'll see. Other than that, I mean, so far so good. The black front, what do you call these, fender flares? I think there's some overspray of whatever they're trying to make it shine. Maybe it's from the wheel to make it shine, I don't know. Maybe they can clean that up, but it's a little powdery or white. I don't know, I'm nitpicking, but dude, I don't know. But exterior wise, I guess it looks good so far, aside from that paint in the back and the wheel flare. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Okay, so one of the first things I do is I go to the trips, and we go to trip B. I'm gonna rename this to Lifetime, and I just leave it as is. We have 14 miles on the odometer, a little more than we normally get. Usually it's about 5 miles, but trip B I always have set for Lifetime. Now the other thing is the profiles, it didn't save. The profiles are there, but it didn't save from our previous Model X. So because I guess we gave it up and they disconnected it. So, but here it is. Oh man, I think I'm gonna miss the yoke, but Abby doesn't want the yoke. So all right, so we are getting on the freeway. We're in the Plaid, just picked it up. There's a couple of things, but I'm still getting used to it all over again, because it's been over a month since I last drove our last Model X, and I'm like, my fingers are trying to get to the stalks and there's no stalks. But no yoke, regular steering wheel. It's not really regular, it's like an oval, but So far, this is the thing I don't like because I can't see the screen like I did with the yoke. So, but yeah, I mean, the computers are calibrating, the cameras are calibrating for the autopilot. We have 3 months, I believe, of FSD. I don't know if we're gonna continue to buy it or subscribe to it. It's like 200 a month or 12,000, but I don't know. We'll see. But as far as the quality, I mean, the Falcon doors look very different as far as the quarter panel glass that gave us a lot of issues where it was hitting as it was closing. There is a larger gap this time. So it's weird for me to say, but gaps are good in those Falcon doors because as they close, they need a lot of room or else it's gonna think that something's in the way. And that's what the problem was causing in our long range, our previous long range. But yeah, so we're headed back home. There was a couple of scratches that they were able to buff out. There's a paint drip in the trunk area, but Abby and I are like, whatever. But I'll take a picture of it. They told me to take a picture of the misalignment on the door. For now, we're not gonna get it adjusted. We just want to enjoy the car, so hopefully, like, it doesn't break. But I'm gonna submit a ticket so that within the first 100 miles, first 7 days, they have a record of it, so that it's not something that may have occurred or for us to get blamed like, hey, that was like due to wear and tear, but more of like, well, it's the first 100 miles, first 7 days that came out of the factory like that. But we're not if it's not broken, screw it. We're not gonna try. Oh no, we didn't look at this. This was like the other one too. Our long range was like this. It's not, man. I think that one's like that too, but
It's the same thing.
it's the same thing, right?
You have to accept it and then
Well, no, we could just take a picture and just have them fix it. But it's the same issue. Same side. I didn't look at that one though. It looks good. It's plush or flush. Yeah, so calibration in progress. I think this is 15 minutes or 20 miles. I can't remember, but it's probably not going to finish calibrating by the time we get home because we live fairly close to the dealership. But yeah, it feels good to have ventilated seats again. But yeah, as I mentioned, the profile didn't download. Our profile's there, but the profile from our previous Model X was not downloaded. There was already a glitch with the software where it looked like the computer or the screen restarted, and I took a picture of the notification. It just said like screen unresponsive, which caused it to reset, and I had my seats and my profile already saved, so I had to like redo that again. So hopefully that's not a sign of more glitches to come. Hopefully it's just one of those weird, just whatever. But I don't know. Hopefully this car is gonna be good for us, and we're gonna take a lot of trips. We already have a trip planned, and then we already have our PPF scheduled for this car in a couple of weeks. Oh, looks like calibration complete. Oh, I was wrong. Calibration is completed, and we can use autopilot. We could use FSD now, and that's really it. Okay, so just got home. Couple of things. I had to raise my steering wheel a little higher because it's blocking the screen. So like right there already I missed the yoke. And then there's rattles in the back. It's bugging Abby. I'm just like, man, can we So she's gonna sit back there, and then we're gonna determine where the rattle's coming from and possibly submit a ticket. But yeah, it's just, nothing's perfect, but you know, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. So we're gonna drive it and just, I guess, take notes and submit tickets. You know, the seats have like a black like lining or trim to them, and it wasn't like that on our long range. So I don't know if this is something that's on the Plaid, that it's like black trim because of that sporty look, because our previous long range cream interior has black walnut. But yeah, it feels good to be back on an X. So a couple of things I wanted to add that I've noticed right off the bat. The sensors, like on the side, they're a little bit more sensitive, because when we pulled up to the driveway, like there's nothing there. I mean, we have like our Halloween decorations, but it's like red. So I don't know if that's like overly sensitive because it doesn't have ultrasonic sensors, but the ultrasonic sensors are only in the front bumper and rear. I don't think we have any USS on the sides. At least in the 2023, they removed the door ultrasonic sensors. So that's the other thing too that I notice, is whenever I open the front doors, they don't open all the way. So you would have to open it. Once it's open, you still have to pull it more open, like wider. So that's something I got to get used to. But yeah, I mean, the rattles, a little bit of rattling. I don't seem to mind it, although we haven't driven it for more than an hour. But we'll see. Like, but Abby's already a little upset by it. I'm just worried about taking it to service and something else goes wrong. That's why. So we'll see what happens. But we are going to church, and we're gonna get the car blessed, and we're gonna continue on our day.
God's time labors in their lives and families, they ask of you to accept this car. And God gives you the payment that has been given to you to take care of and look after. May your blessings be poured.
In conclusion, do not expect Uber to take you to the dealership, at least in the Upland location. I was fortunate enough that they made an exception, but it doesn't hurt to ask, so ask if they can send you an Uber. So we were able to inspect the vehicle, the interior, before accepting delivery. The host was pretty cool. This is actually one of our better experiences with the delivery. We felt like we were important. Unlike before, it was just kind of like, okay, you sign it, let's go, just take your car, there's your car, and then see ya. But in this delivery experience, the host stayed with us. We felt like we were important. It wasn't our first delivery, so we didn't really need that much assistance, but he paid a lot of attention to us, and it was a great experience. They have a delivery team that details the car, but don't expect it to be like a detail like because the car was, I mean, it was clean. It was better than how our long range was last year. But exterior wise, I mean, when you open the doors, when you open the front, when you open the charging port, when you open the trunk, I mean, they don't thoroughly clean it, so don't expect it to be like that. But as far as having it presentable at the time of delivery, they did a good job this year. And now for insurance, I had to call because that whole thing about the car is owned by Abby. She has her own Tesla account, and I have my own Tesla account, and I am the policy holder. I'm still getting that same error as I mentioned in the previous video. So I gave them a call. This time the call was about an hour and 11 minutes. The premium cost is a little different from last week. Now it's $417.79 per month, where last week I reported and said it was $385.10. Although last week it was just a quote, it's an estimate, it's not an exact thing. So this one is an exact thing. I'm not too sure if they heard me correctly last week when I tried to get the quote where I wanted $100 comprehensive deductible for both vehicles. But now it's $100 deductible for comprehensive claims for both vehicles. I also asked a couple of things. If I wanted our collision deductible to be lowered to $100 for both cars, it's actually $50 more, so it ends up being $467.35. Now, I don't think it's worth doing that because, I mean, I don't expect to get into an accident. I mean, knock on wood, but it's just the price difference is just really not worth it. So I'm not gonna go with that, but I was just curious. I also asked how much more would it be if we were to change our $50 rental coverage, our daily coverage, from $50 to $75, and they told me it would increase by $4 a month, and I figured no, it's not worth it. It's just because if we were to get into an accident and we need a rental, $50 of it will be covered by Tesla insurance, and then the rest will be covered by us. I doubt we can get an EV for that price. I think last I checked, to get a Model 3 from Hertz was somewhere around $75 to $80 a day. So we would just have to cover the rest of that. So they did ask how many miles we'll be driving the Plaid, and I told them about 15,000 miles annually. So our insurance increased from $317 with the Model Y Performance and Model X Long Range by about $100 for the Model Y Performance and now Model X Plaid. We haven't fully checked out the car. Abby drives a company car when she goes into work, and I drive the Model Y for work. So the Model X has been in the garage, but I will do a much better and more full inspection of the car. I have a couple of remote days a week, so I'm going to take that time and take a look at the car. I'm planning to do another video of a closer look of the interior and exterior, so stay tuned for that as well. So far the car feels just like our long range Model X that we got bought back. One of the biggest difference again is the yoke steering wheel, and I still have to get used to not having the stalks all over again. Feels like a brand new car again. As mentioned before, the only reason why we got the Plaid was the price difference, because we wanted the 6-seater, and to add the 6-seater to the long range is $6,500, while upgrading the long range to a Plaid was an extra $10,000 at that time. So the price difference is like, might as well get the Plaid and we get the 6 seats included. Now the price has gone up for the Plaid, I think another $5,000. If this were the case when we were ordering our replacement Model X, we would have kept the long range and upgraded to the 6-seat configuration. Now I'm happy that we have 2 cars once again. I'm happy that I got ventilated seats once again, and I'm ready for road trips. So we have a couple planned very soon, so stay tuned for that. Now the biggest problem I have now is when I go to these meetups, which car to bring, which I had that problem before. So usually people message me and like, hey, bring the Y, or hey, bring the X. Mostly they want to see the X, so we'll see. But I got a couple of goodies that I'm going to be installing on the Model Y, so stay tuned for that. Lots of videos coming up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you want to check out our delivery day video on the Model X long range last year, you could check it out.